Good morning, everybody. I'm Dave Veenstra. I'm in my backyard here, and I've chosen three artifacts to use to try to describe who I am. Um, so my first artifact is my dusty hiking boots. I was on a trail with these things yesterday. Did about 7 miles up Mill Creek Canyon. I go hiking a lot all during the summer. I hike probably three times a week during the summer, and it's usually the opportunity cost that I'm spending in order to do other activities. I love hiking. I love being up in the mountains. I love going, whether I'm by myself or whether I'm with people. I love it. It recharges me. How does that connect to my teaching? Well, hiking acts as like a form of meditation for me. I'm oftentimes thinking about the problems in my life, which are oftentimes problems in my work. I'm thinking about how I want to go over a lesson that I have coming up this week, or go over a unit that I'm planning, or if I'm thinking through a new like class that I'm teaching, or I'm trying to evaluate to myself, some problem that I'm facing. So hiking gives me that center. It gives me that ability to concentrate and that ability to think. So there you go. There's that. I think being in the wilderness is rejuvenating. Okay. The next item is a globe, which may be a little bit cliche. I'm a social studies teacher, but I think the globe, this particular globe, is one given to me by my then girlfriend, now wife, about 22 years ago when we were dating. I love to travel around the world. I love to think about the world. I read a lot of books. I generally read about 60 books a year or something like that. And of those 60 books, probably about 40 of them are books about history and about geography and about nonfiction books like that. So I think the globe is the best representation of the things I like to teach, and the things I like to focus on. So all the topics that I talk about with my students. Okay, the last item is a little bit silly and flippant. And there's my dog. He's not an item, but he's there anyway. Is the Starship Enterprise. I am a lifelong Trekkie. I used to go to conventions all the time. I say used to. I did it like 2 years ago. I go to conventions, watch the shows, play the games, do all sorts of stuff. I named my dog after a Star Trek character. It's as I've grown older and I've thought about Trek, it's a little bit weird to say this, but Trek is the closest thing I have to religion. Long ago, I abandoned the faith of my parents, but I'm still guided by strong, ethical guidelines and moral center. And as it turns out, almost everything that I believe and do and guide with my behavior is in line with the ethos of Star Trek. Trek is a fundamentally optimistic utopian society, where it's an internationalist society where everyone can come from any cultural background and they can contribute something valuable. And I definitely run my classroom that way, where everyone can be valuable from whatever background. I also believe that just like in Star Trek, all issues and problems can be solved through diplomacy, through negotiation, through understanding, through most of the problems that we face are not problems of someone being a bad, irredeemable person. It's a problem of people not understanding each other. So I think about that whenever I deal with a student who is a particular butthead or particularly performing poorly in class, and I try to just find the different avenue to get that student to help me perform. So those are my three items. The Enterprise, which represents my overall ethos for life. My globe, which represents my internationalist bent and my subject that I like to talk about, and the hiking boots, which represent how I like to focus and spend my time. And There you go. That's more about me than you ever wanted to know. All right, see you guys.